everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a creamy lentil tortilla soup, and I have been dying to make this recipe, but I held off because I wanted to share it with you guys. I wanted to film it and make sure that I showed you guys this awesome recipe. I haven't made it before, but it just sounds so dang good. And since we all are stuck at home and we all need to get rid of our pantry staples, or we don't really need to get rid of them, but I want to use mine because I have a lot of canned goods that I've bought throughout last year and this year, and I want to use them up. So this soup has been calling my name, and I can't wait to get started making this. So let's go ahead and check out all of the ingredients needed for this tortilla soup.
All right, ooh, baby, just hold tight. We're up the moonlight, believe in the magic.
So first things first, let's show you guys all the ingredients in this recipe. First thing being V8. This is just the garden patch from Trader Joe's. It's just like V8, but it's not. So I grabbed this and actually had this on hand. A can of black beans, some coconut milk, diced and fire roasted tomatoes, some corn, chili powder, cumin, olive oil, a lime, a full red onion, and I have like a half back here, so I'm not gonna use this entire thing, and then some lentils. And these are the pre-cooked lentils from Trader Joe's. So I'm just getting rid of these because these have been in my fridge for a little while and I want to use them up, so I'm using them. And then 5 cloves of garlic. So the first step in this recipe is going to be dicing up the red onion, and I'm also just gonna dice up the garlic right now, get it over with, and that's the only chopping you'll do, with the exception of cutting your lime in half because you have to squeeze it. But I'm gonna start by dicing up this red onion, getting rid of this one, and then cutting into my new one. So I just diced up the red onion. Next up is the garlic, and I am so lucky because right before Benson's nap, he actually peeled all the garlic for me. He was my little helper, and it was so sweet and nice because he just did it on his own because he wanted to, and it was just really helpful because peeling garlic is not my favorite. So I'll take it if my 3-year-old's willing to do it for me. So I'm gonna dice this up, and then we're gonna start combining everything. Now that everything is diced up, I'm gonna move over to my stove and start combining all the ingredients. So I'll meet you guys over there. So I am gonna heat up about a tablespoon of olive oil into my pan, if I can get the lid off. And then I'm going to then add just the onion and saute it for about 3 to 4 minutes, making sure to occasionally stir it around, move it around, and then we're gonna be adding the garlic and the spices next. So medium heat. Let's get it on medium, heat the oil up, and then we're gonna grab all these onions that I have. Now that my onions have been simmering now for about 3 to 4 minutes, I'm gonna add my garlic, and then we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of cumin and 2 teaspoons of the chili powder. So, and yes, I do have the Trader Joe's one, but this one's already open and I don't want to open two. So maybe once I use this up, I'll get to the Trader Joe's one, in case you guys were thinking that. So let's add this garlic here. So we're gonna do the chili powder first, 2 teaspoons. 1, 2, and then a tablespoon of ground cumin. Now I'm just gonna combine all these ingredients together, and then we're gonna start adding all the canned stuff. So you're gonna let this sit for about a minute, and then you're gonna add the rest of your ingredients. So we're gonna start with the corn, and you just wanna drain that and then add it. Then you're gonna add your black beans. Make sure to strain them and actually rinse them off. That's what I did, and now they're dripping with water. Next, you're gonna do the fire diced tomatoes. We're doing this all together, all at the same time, and then the coconut milk, I'm gonna need a spoon for this. It's stuck in there. And then you're gonna add 32 ounces of V8 or something equivalent. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm not gonna actually measure. About half of this because this is 64. So half. And then of course you want to salt and pepper this, and don't be shy. The salt and pepper is going to really bring out the flavors in this dish, and you probably will be salting and peppering several times throughout until the very end. Just taste it and see if it tastes like it has enough. But I'm gonna do a very generous amount right now because this is a big pot of soup, and so far no salt has been added whatsoever. So I'm gonna do lots of salt and I'm gonna do lots of pepper, and then we'll see how it turns out. I did want to mention that if you're cooking using dried lentils, you're gonna want to put the lentils in at the exact same time as all of the other beans. My lentils are actually already pre-cooked and I don't want them to get too soggy and mushy. So I'm probably gonna put them in about 5 minutes and then let them just get warm, because this is actually supposed to sit and simmer for about 15 minutes until the lentils are cooked. So if you guys are doing that, just keep that in mind. And yeah, so I'm gonna add these lentils here pretty soon, and then we're just gonna cover and let it simmer for about 10 minutes, and then it's ready. That's how easy it is. Of course, we're gonna garnish with some fun things. You can do jalapeno, you can do cilantro, you can do avocado, all that fun stuff. So I have all of that in my fridge that I need to use. I can't wait to make this look like a really pretty, delicious lunch. So I'm gonna now add the lentils, which I kind of diced up. Well, it's in a big chunk like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it break up on its own in the pot and kind of stir it around, and then I'm gonna cover it and let it sit for about, like I said, 10 minutes on low, and then it's ready to go. So we'll do the taste test once it's cooked up and ready. So it's been simmering, I will say, about 10 to 15 minutes now. I actually added some rice. I know I wasn't supposed to add anything, but I decided I wanted a little more something. So I just added a little white rice, like maybe a little less than half a cup, and I let that sit in here, and it looks a lot more filling, almost like a chili. So that's it, that's all I added, and now I'm going to do some lime and then stir it up, add a little more salt and pepper, and then it's ready to plate, and we get to taste it and see how delicious it is. So here I go. It says to squeeze a whole lime, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Now that I added the lime, I'm just gonna do a little more salt and pepper. Just a little bit, not too much. And then I'm gonna stir it up, and then we'll plate it and garnish. I think I'm gonna do a little sour cream, a little avocado, and then I think Tim will probably do some jalapeno because he loves that. Oh, and I have actual fresh cilantro from my garden that I will go pick too to put on top to make it look pretty, and also I love cilantro. It's so fresh tasting and yummy. So here's my cilantro. It was actually pre-made, like what do they say? Pre-sprouted. So it's in my garden now. My garden is very barren, but I have seedlings, which I'm so excited about. But I'm just gonna cut a couple of my cilantro sprigs so I can use it to garnish my soup. So here is the completed look. I added a little sour cream, a little avocado, and some fresh cilantro from my garden. And then Tim has everything I have, except he actually added some fresh jalapeno to his as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig in and try this for the taste test and see how it goes. A little sour cream, a little avocado, and a little cilantro. And it's hot. And I want to say, actually, before I take a bite, while it's cooling down, I'm so happy that I added rice because it really thickened it up and made it a lot more hearty. And I think a little will go a long way. So if you do have extra rice on hand, might as well just throw it in, because I feel like it just really thickened up the soup and it made it more of a chili than anything. So here I go, trying my first bite of this soup. Oh my gosh, that is so yummy. I'm pleasantly surprised by the corn. And I usually don't add corn to things. The corn makes it. And so does the cilantro. That fresh bite of cilantro really adds an extra, I don't know, like zestiness to this whole soup. And I don't even know if I want to call it a soup. It's almost like a chili. Phenomenal, phenomenal. I cannot wait to dig in and eat this, and I'm sure Tim is feeling the same way. So if you guys are really jonesing to get rid of some pantry staples, really wanting to make a hearty, long-lasting soup, I feel like we're gonna have this for days and it will be a great leftover. Make sure to make this soup and let me know in the comments below how it goes. And don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.